The war in Ukraine, now in its second year, continues to be a source of global tension and uncertainty. Russia's invasion, launched in February of 2024, has resulted in a humanitarian crisis and drawn condemnation from many world leaders. Despite ongoing diplomatic efforts, a peaceful resolution remains elusive. Both sides have dug in, with no end to the fighting in sight. The conflict has also exposed and exacerbated existing geopolitical fault lines, particularly between Russia and the West. Despite facing a much larger and better equipped adversary, Ukraine has mounted a fierce resistance. Supported by military aid from Western countries, Ukrainian forces have managed to slow Russia's advance and even inflict significant losses. However, Russia still occupies a substantial portion of Ukrainian territory, and the fighting has taken a heavy toll on both sides. Millions of Ukrainians have been displaced, seeking refuge in neighboring countries. In a move widely seen as a sign of desperation, Russian President Vladimir Putin recently announced a significant expansion of the Russian military. This includes the conscription of 160,000 men, the largest draft since 2011. This decision comes amidst mounting Russian casualties and setbacks on the battlefield. The Kremlin claims these new recruits will not be sent to fight in Ukraine. However, the move is widely seen as an attempt to bolster Russia's flagging war effort. The conscription order has been met with protests in Russia, with many young men attempting to avoid being drafted. It has also drawn criticism from Western leaders. They see it as a dangerous escalation of the conflict. The move could signal Putin's willingness to prolong the war indefinitely, even if it means further isolating Russia internationally. The international community remains divided in its response to the war in Ukraine. Western countries, led by the United States, have imposed severe sanctions on Russia. They have also provided Ukraine with billions of dollars worth of military and humanitarian aid. However, other countries, such as China, have been more reluctant to condemn Russia's actions. China has called for a peaceful resolution to the conflict, but has refrained from taking sides. Current U.S. President Donald Trump has offered mixed messages on the conflict, sometimes criticizing Putin while also praising him. This has added to the uncertainty surrounding the U.S.'s long-term commitment to supporting Ukraine. Meanwhile, Finland's decision to withdraw from the Ottawa Treaty, which bans landmines, highlights the growing security concerns in Europe. The war in Ukraine has already resulted in tens of thousands of casualties, both military and civilian. The United Nations estimates that over 100,000 civilians have been killed since the start of the conflict. The true number is likely much higher. The war has also had a devastating impact on the Ukrainian economy and infrastructure. The World Bank estimates that Ukraine's GDP will contract by 45.1% in 2025. The conflict has also had far-reaching global consequences. It has disrupted global supply chains, leading to shortages of food and energy. The war has also exacerbated existing geopolitical tensions, raising fears of a wider conflict. Despite these challenges, international efforts to find a peaceful solution to the conflict continue. However, a lasting peace in Ukraine remains a distant hope.
Thanks for watching, and please remember to like, subscribe and share this video to stay updated with the latest breaking news from DesBuzz24.